Well, that's all we need. Goodbye. Hello. Welcome to National United Methodist Church, where we seek to make the love of God obvious. Sometimes it's visual, like this is a leftover from a wedding that we had here on Saturday. Today it will definitely be audible, the love of God. Sometimes it's even visceral. You will sense that spirit. I'm so grateful for your presence here today. I'm Pastor Doug Robinson Johnson. This is one of our 3 campuses at National. We are so fortunate to have the opportunity to hear Dr. Melissa Chávez and to receive Nevin Bender and his gifts. Many of you know that Nevin Bender is going to be leaving the country shortly after this concert. Can I hear a collective boo? Whether you are from the community, welcome. If you're from the church, so glad that you are here today. And several folks are here from the Waldorf School. I heard the loudest boos on that end. But we have a beautiful program in store for you today. I wanted to let you know that this will be about an hour, hour and a half together. There's a reception afterward, and we'll lead you toward the reception straight through the hallway and down to what we call our great hall. If you need restrooms at any time, you're welcome to move through that hallway and turn to your right. That's where you'll find restrooms. Today's concert is a benefit concert for Project Transformation. I'm going to invite Rachel Luna, the executive director, to join me, please, right here. And I want to say to you, if you haven't heard of Project Transformation, we have a Project Transformation DC, which is a literacy program for, I would say, at-risk children, but I would say it's a program for the transformation of the readers, from those who are learning to read, and for our entire DMV and really for the whole country. This is an opportunity for a person like me to sit alongside a person who is just learning to read, and then to experience how that person hears the story emerge, and just to listen and show appreciation. And Rachel, can I give the microphone to you? How long have you been doing this?
That's a long story. I started out as a young adult intern in Dallas, Texas with Project Transformation there in 2009. So this past summer was actually my 10th summer serving with Project Transformation, and my 5th one here as the executive director of Project Transformation DC.
Some people that are here today have been readers for Project Transformation. I'm just going to invite you to embarrass yourselves and raise your hand. If you've ever been a reader for Project Transformation, bless you. And if you think you might want to take the opportunity to do this next summer, go ahead and raise your hand now. Go ahead. All right, all right. But what we can do today is, thank you, Rachel. Thank you so much for that witness and for your work. We are supporting Project Transformation. There is a QR code on that kiosk in the middle of the sanctuary. Please take a moment and click that kiosk code, and we'll make sure that all donations today go directly 100% to Project Transformation. I'm glad for us to raise money for Project Transformation. So grateful that Nevin and Melissa have identified this particular ministry as one worthy of our attention today. So without further ado, unless there are any questions or any further comments that I need to make, I want to also say welcome back to Melissa and Dr. Chávez. She is a member of this church, and she is working in another parish at the moment. And so we are so grateful to welcome both Nevin and Melissa, and also all of those people who are participating today. Welcome.
Thank you.
I'm going to say a little bit about our composers. We have organized this recital into 3 sets, so we have arrived at, well, really now 4, because that prelude was a set unto itself. That was beautiful, Bruce. Our first set with singing in it is a collection of songs and 1 organ piece by Undine Smith Moore, and an organ piece by Betty Jackson King, which is the nuptial song. Did I get it right, Bruce? I did, great. These 2 African-American women composers were contemporaries, and they both had really under-researched careers, and they both have degrees in piano. They both had degrees in composition. They both chose an educational path. Betty Jackson King taught in New Jersey, in Chicago, in Michigan, many places. Now, Undine Smith Moore is a Virginia girl. She had the opportunity to attend school at Juilliard, and she declined because she wanted to stay and give her gifts to her musical community. The three songs that we're going to sing by her, of hers, really follow her sort of three themes that she composed about during her life: faith in Come Down Angels, doubt in I Am in Doubt, and love in Love Let the Wind Cry.
Praise my heavenly King. Let God's saints come in. Oh, come down, angels, trouble the water. Come down, angels, trouble the water. Come down, angels, trouble the water. Let God's saints come in. I think I hear the sinner say, let God's saints come in. Our Savior taught us how to pray. Let God's saints come in. Oh, come down, angels, trouble the water. Come down, angels, trouble the water. Come down, angels, trouble the water. Let God's saints come in. Down, trouble the water. Let the hoarse torrent in the blue canyon, murmuring mightily out of the gray mist of primal chaos, cease not proclaiming how I adore thee. Let the long rhythm of crunching rollers breaking and bursting on the white seaboard tighten and tireless tell while the world stands how I adore thee. Let the clear call of the tree cricket, frailest of creatures, green as the young grass, mark with its trilling resonant bell note how I adore thee. But more than all sounds, surer, serener, fuller of passion and exaltation, let the hushed whisper in thine own heart say, how I adore thee.
Our next set is by composer Clara Schumann, who was a romantic period composer, and she was the daughter of a very noted piano teacher who knew a child with talent when he saw one, and he saw that in his daughter. And so from a very tender age, I think of 7 or 8, he started to take her on tours as a performing pianist. And she met so many composers, names that you know, Brahms, Chopin, etc. She played their music. She rubbed elbows with so many of the amazing people who shaped that music of her time. And to his great dismay, she fell in love with a pretty much penniless and, in his opinion, untalented student of his. And so her father made it quite impossible for her to even really get married, but she stuck it out and was determined to marry her Robert Schumann. She wrote him for the occasion of his birthday, near to their time of getting married. She wrote him 3 songs, which we will do in the center of this set. And he, because, you know, it was the 1800s, gave them back to her the following year, having written 9 more of his own to go with them. We're going to present them because it is 2022. We're going to let them stand on their own today in the middle. And then as our opening, Nevin is going to perform one of her solo piano works, an impromptu. And then to close the set, we're going to do her Walzer, which is shows the level of virtuosic piano playing and composition that she did. Yeah. Oh, and my readers, come on up. Okay.
es gekommen in Sturm und Regen. He came in storm and rain, my anxious heart beat against his. How could I have known that his path should unite itself with mine?
He came in storm and rain. Audaciously, he took my heart. Did he take mine? Did I take his? Both drew near to each other.
He came in storm and rain. Now spring's blessings has come. My friend journeys on. I watch with good cheer, for he shall be mine wherever he goes.
In Sturm und Regen, im Schluck beklommen, mein Herz verwegen. Wie konnt ich ahnen, dass seine Wahnen sich einen Sod in meinen Wegen? In Sturm und Regen, hat genommen, mein Herz verwegen. No mehr das meine, dann ich das seine. Die beiden kommen sich entgegen. In Sturm und Regen, ist gekommen, in Sturm und Regen. Nun ist gekommen das Frühlingssegen, der Freund zieht weiter. Ich seh's weiter, denn er bleibt meiner von den Wegen, denn er bleibt meiner von den Wegen. Nun ist gekommen das Frühlingssegen, der Freund sieht weiter, ich seh es heiter, denn er bleibt meiner von den Wegen.
Liebest du Unschönheit?
If you love for beauty, oh, now, love not me. Love the sun. She has golden hair. If you love for youth, oh, love not me. Love the spring, which is young each year. If you love for riches, oh, love not me. Love the mermaid, who has many shining pearls. If you love for love, ah, yes, love me. Love me always. I shall love you evermore.
Liebst du Schönheit? Oh, nicht mich liebe die Sonne. Spitze. Oh, nicht mich liebe, liebe die Meerfrau, sie hat viel Perlen klar. Liebst du Liebe? Oh ja, mich liebe. Liebst du Liebe? Oh ja, mich liebe. Liebe mich immer. Dich lieb ich immerdar.
Warum bist du angry, Fragen? Why will you question others who are not faithful to you? Believe nothing but what both these eyes say. Believe not strange people. Believe not peculiar fancies. Even my actions shouldn't interpret, but look in these eyes. Will lips silence your questions or turn them against me? Whatever my lips may say, see my eyes. I love you.
Warum willst du andere fragen? Ist nicht meine Treu mit dir? Glaube nicht, aus was ihr sagen, diese beiden Augen hier. Glaube nicht dem fremden Leuten, glaube nicht dem eigenen Wahn, nicht mein Tun auch so's du deutet, sondern sieh die Augen an. Schweigt die Lippe deine Fragen oder zeug sie gegen mich, was auch meine Lippen sagen, sieh mein Auge, ich liebe dich. Was auch meine Lippen sagen, sieh mein Aug, ich liebe dich.
What a sweet, harmonious sound, rising from a whisper to jubilant noise. Darling, let me embrace you as a lover does. Come, let us soar above the billowing music, drifting around us like the voice of love, and thus surrender to blissful delusion, happily imagining what never can be. eye to eye, cheek aglow, with quivering sighs of yearning desire. When the hours of joy are over, our sorrowful longing is left in our breast. That which wilted will no longer blossom. Our rosy youth will never return. So while in our hearts are still aflame, let love, for love's sake, let us love. May is yet smiling.
Horch, welch ein süßes harmonisches Klingen, flüstern erhebt sich so jubelnden Laut. Lass mich dich reißendes Mädchen umschlingen, wie ein Geliebter die lebende Braut, wie ein Geliebter die lebende Braut. Komm, lass mit den wogenden Tönen uns schweben, die uns wie Stimmen der Liebe umwehen, die uns wie Stimmen der Liebe umwehen. So uns der seligsten Täuschung ergeben, glückliches Wähnen wann nie kann geschehen, glückliches Wähnen kann nie kann geschehen. Auge in Auge mit flöhenden Wangen, bebender Seufzer verlangender Lust. Ach, wenn die Stunden der Freude vergangen, fühltet mir traurige Sehnsucht die Brust. Nimmer erblüht, was einmal verblüht, nie wird die rosige Jugend uns neu. Oh, drum, das Feuer der Herzen verglüht. Liebe um Liebe, Liebe um Liebe, noch wage der Mai. Drum, das Feuer des Herzens verglüht. Liebe um Liebe, Liebe um Liebe, noch wage der Mai. Horch, horch, welch ein süßes harmonisches Klingen, flüstern erhebt sich so jubelnden Laut. Lass mich dich reißen, es Mädchen umschlingen, wie ein Geliebter die liebende Braut, wie ein Geliebter die liebende Braut.
Our last set of songs is by New England-based composer Gwyneth Walker, but I'm going to tell you about the poet first. And also, before I forget, I'm going to ask that for this set, it's conceived as one whole piece. So I'm going to ask us to hold our applause for only this one. You have done nothing wrong until the end. We love applause. That's how we got into music in the first place. All right, so I'll just speak for myself. All right, so Gabriela Mistral, a Chilean poet born in 1889, was really one of the first Latin American poets who really earned her entire living from poetry. And she was really heralded because she had her first edition of poetry was so bleak. I mean, it was not what one would expect from the poetry of a woman at that time. It wasn't full of flowers and love. It was about death and fears. She had many experiences in her life as a young child that were very hard. She had a partner who died of suicide, many things that shaped and colored that. But in 1924, she published the poetry collection that we are about to present some of her poetry from, La Ternura, the tenderness. And it is full of joy. It still has a little bit of her fears of death, and but there you can tell the lightness. And it is because in 1924, she adopted a child, a boy. I know, it's beautiful, isn't it? And it totally changed her poetry. Now, she couldn't have known at that time when she was writing this poetry to this child that she was adopting at the age of 35, when she thought maybe that wasn't even in the cards for her at that point, that child would pass away at the age of 17. Yeah. And so when Gwyneth Walker set this poetry, you're going to hear a connection between an expectant adoptive mother who speaks of this child as though she has birthed him herself, because she feels this deep connection, so woven as though he was woven in her own womb. But you're going to hear some of the coloring of what we know about that story brought to it by Gwyneth Walker. We're going to have our poetry read by our amazing Paula and Carol over here. But it's really 6 scenes of motherhood. The first, this meciendo, is the idea that God is rocking the whole universe, and she can feel that as she's holding her child and rocking him. The second one, she is wanting her to keep her child so close to her so that he cannot slip from her arms. The third, she's thinking about how the light in the room, the way it brings what it really is, it's no longer really light to her. It's the idea that now she can see him because of the light, and everything that the light touches now is so much more beautiful. And she says to her child, someday when I die, you will follow the light like you did your mother. In the fourth, we have a desperate mother who would just like an hour of sleep. In the fifth, we hear, now she wrote this in 1924 before she knew the struggles that her child would go through, but here she writes about wanting her child. She's sad, she's so sad, and she has so many concerns and worries for her child that the only way that she can sleep is by having him sleep. And the last, the carriage to heaven, is a triumphant, it's really triumphant, it's beautiful. It's a mother telling her child that someday you will die, and you don't have to be afraid of it, because that carriage will come from heaven and it will lift you up.
The sea, with its thousands of waves, is a divine swaying. Listening to the loving seas, I'm rocking my baby. The wandering wind of the night swings the wheat fields. Listening to the loving winds, I'm rocking my baby. God the Father, your thousands of worlds swing silently, feeling your hand in the shadow. I'm rocking my baby.
Gentle child of my flesh that I wove in my womb. Trembling child, sleep close to me. The partridge sleeps in the clover, listening to its heartbeat. Do not let my breathing awaken you. Sleep close to me. Little trembling blade of grass, astonished to be alive, do not leave my embrace. Sleep close to me. I, who have lost everything, am now afraid to sleep. Do not slip from my arms. Sleep close to me.
Duermite apegado
La luz. The light moves through the breezes, and so I am able to see you, my son. If there was no light, all the things that love you would not be able to see you. In the night, they would search for you, all of them crying and not able to find you. The light shifts and changes and never is at rest. We think that we love this world, but what we love is the light that shines down. The Blessed One, when you were born, took you in her arms and carried you. When I die and have to leave you, follow the light, son, as you did your mother.
If you will only go to sleep. The red rose picked yesterday, and the brightness and the beauty of the carnation, the baked bread with anise and honey, and the goldfish that shines brightly, every little thing, little tiny son, I will give to you, if you will only go to sleep. The rose, the carnation, the fruit, and the honey, and the goldfish, and more as well. If you will only go to sleep and sleep until morning.
La rosa colorada cogida ayer, el fuego y la canela que llaman clavel, que llaman clavel. El pan horneado de anís con miel y el pez de la redoma que hace arder, todito, todito tuyo, hijo de mujer, con tal que quieras dormirte de una vez. La fruta digo, y digo que la miel y el pez de luces y más también con tal que duermas hasta el amanecer. La rosa colorada, el pan horneado, el pez de la redoma, con tal que duermas, con tal que duermas, 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 hasta el amanecer.
Lift up your face, my son, and receive the stars. At first look, they pierce you and freeze you.
Oh, wait, no. Switch to Carol. Sorry. It's my turn. La Madre Triste. Sleep, sleep, my beloved, without worry, without fear, although my soul does not sleep, although I do not rest. Sleep, sleep, and in the night may your whispers be softer than a blade of grass or the silken fleece of lambs. May my heart slumber in you, my worry, my trembling. In you may my eyes close and my heart sleep.
Lift up your face, my son, and receive the stars. At the first look, they all pierce and freeze you, and afterwards, the sky rocks like a cradle, and you lose yourself as something to be carried away. God comes down and takes us into his living cloud. He comes down through the sky of stars, like a cascade unloosed. Down, down in a carriage from heaven. He draws near, yet is never quite here. He descends surely. In mid-fall he pauses for love and hear of love. For what could break or blind us? When he comes, we rejoice. And when we cry when he leaves. One day the carriage will not stop. It will descend and draw near. And if you feel it, that it touches your heart, the living will, the cool will, then climb up without fear. In one single leap onto the wheel, singing and weeping with joy that he is lifting you up and carrying you away.
Después el cielo misi como cuna que balancea y tú te das perdidamente como cosa que
Carinho
del cielo. Va a llegar y nunca llega. Él viene incessantemente y a media marcha se refrena por amor y miedo de amor, de que nos rompe o que nos ciega. Mientras redes somos felices y lloramos cuando se aleja. Un día el carro no para y desciende y se acerca. Y sientes que toca tu pecho la rueda viva, la rueda fresca. Entonces sube sin miedo de un solo salto a la rueda, cantando, cantando, cantando y llorando del gozo. Con che ti dona e che ti dà, con che ti dona e che ti dà, con che ti dona e che Since you are all invited to a reception, we prepared a lighthearted encore, which you may not have asked for, but are about to receive. This is this is by Lori Laitman, Maryland composer. The poet is Emily Dickinson. Wild nights, were I with thee, it would be our luxury. Wild nights, were I with thee, it should be our luxury. Futile the winds to a heart in port. Done with the compass, done with the chart. Rowing in Eden, ah, the sea. Might I but moor tonight in thee. Wild nights, were I with thee. Wild nights should be our luxury. to heart and port, done with a compass, done with a chart. Rowing in Eden, ah, the sea. Rowing in Eden, ah, the sea. Might I but more tonight in thee, in thee, in thee, in nights.
What a privilege. Thanks again, Dr. Chavez, Nevin, Mr. Bender. Thank you all for your time here today, enjoying this time with us. Please continue by going through this hallway right here and to your left. That's where you'll find the reception for some intimate time. I don't know if I want to use the word intimate just now. Wild nights. If you can't stay with us, go in peace. Thank you for sharing time with us today.